Hey guys, Sam here, and welcome to my first 2016-17 Manchester United review. I don't know how many of these I'm going to be doing throughout the season. It all depends on whether or not you guys like them. So if you want to see more of these, then make sure you leave a like on the video. Now, if I look super duper tired and I sound super duper tired, I am, because it is currently past midnight. I haven't slept that much over this weekend because I've been playing VFL, which is like professional pro clubs, and it's at like 4 AM for me. So that's the reason I sound so tired, or I look so tired. I don't even know if I do, if you guys can tell. And also, if you do want to keep up with me while I'm watching these games, I'm usually very active on Twitter, so I'll leave the link to that in the description as well. But without further ado, let's actually talk about the game. Right, so we traveled to Bournemouth for our opening day, and I really was expecting a win here today. I maybe saw Bournemouth with a little bit of an upset and maybe pulling out a draw, but anything less than that would have been an absolute embarrassment. So I really was expecting the win, and when I saw the lineup, the first thing that really sticked out was Fellaini playing in midfield again, this time next to Herrera. And obviously, if Paul Pogba was fit, you'd argue that he would take Fellaini's spot. So is Mourinho saying that Pogba and Herrera is his favoured combination in midfield, or is he putting Herrera there to replace Pogba and then Schneider in place for Carrick? Is it going to be a French midfield, or is it going to be Pogba and Herrera? But nevertheless, I thought our midfield was probably going to be our weakest area. I like Bailly in centre back. He's really growing on me, especially after today's game. And Blind is always so underrated, but so composed as a centre back. He's actually probably one of our most consistent players, always has good games. In fullback, we had Shaw and Valencia, which was fantastic, and then the front four was Mata, Martial, Rooney, with Ibra up top. So I was expecting some pretty decent stuff from Martial and also Mata, but Mata on the right-hand side sometimes isn't the most effective. So I would have preferred to have seen Mkhitaryan in the right midfield spot and Mata at cam, but you can't really have that because Rooney's the captain and he sort of has to play. As far as the actual performance today, it wasn't that fantastic. We played a pretty average game, and the only goal that you could probably pin down to not being that lucky was Ibrahimovic's goal. The first goal came thanks to a defensive collapse. I'm not sure what Bournemouth were doing there. The keeper and the centre-back got it getting very mixed up, and it just fell to Mata, who was able to put it in the back of the net. And then the second goal just sort of bounced well for Wayne Rooney off of a Martial volley, and he was able to header it in one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Ibrahimovic's goal was fantastic. Outside the box, he backed himself to score, and he shot it as well. It was a fantastic hit, bottom corner, and it made it 3-0. I would say an average performance by us. We were still controlling the game so well. Obviously, Mourinho's tactics in that sort of defensive, but also just controlling defensive, not completely parking the bus defensive. It was a very controlled performance and a very professional performance. Bournemouth did bring one back, a fantastic finish by Smith off the bench. What a finish that was. Absolutely great. The touch inside as well was fantastic. A really good goal. De Gea couldn't get to it, and that's when you know you've put it in a good spot, when De Gea can't get to it. But overall, the performance was pretty average. There's not really too much to talk about in this game. There's not really too much that surprised me. It was what I expected, because watching the Community Shield, I saw we were still a little bit rusty. It's going to take a while for some of these players to settle in, because it's a new manager, a new system, and new players all coming in at the same time. I'm not expecting us to be playing this free-flowing football straight off the bat. Now, as far as the individual players, I was keeping tabs, and I was keeping a rating of each player in this like little spreadsheet, because I sort of like doing that stuff, and I like visually being able to see what I rated everybody. I thought the worst player on the pitch was Marouane Fellaini, even though he didn't have a terrible game, I guess. It is Fellaini, and I didn't want to see him on the pitch. And if Rooney hadn't scored, it would have been Rooney. He had another shocker, similar to the Community Shield, where nothing was going for him. He couldn't touch the ball. He couldn't pass the ball. He just couldn't do anything. If he didn't score the goal, I wouldn't have given him the 6 out of 10 that I did. And that's what I gave Rooney, a 6 out of 10. Marouane Fellaini just under 6. And my personal man of the match was Eric Bailly. I gave him a 7.5 out of 10. I really don't think anybody played more than that. I don't think anybody played an 8 out of 10 or higher than that. I thought Bailly was our best player. He was a 7.5 out of 10. Didn't really give the ball away when he won it in centre back, and he won it plenty of times. And he was just fantastic as centre back. Very solid for me. Blind with a close second. And Ibrahimovic after that was my third best player on the field. So I took to Twitter to see who your guys' man of the match was, and you guys seemed seem to agree in a Twitter poll. It's only been out for about 10 minutes while I'm recording this, but I'm assuming it's going to stay roughly the same. Eric Bailly has 65% of the votes. Zlatan Ibrahimovic got 14%, and Juan Mata got 21%. And then Full-Time Devils have done their man of the match vote, and at the moment, while I'm recording, it's Eric Bailly with 31% of the votes, Daily Blind with 24, Mata with 21, and Zlatan with 24. So the general consensus seems to be that Eric Bailly was the man of the match. Let me know down below who your man of the match was, and let me know down below if you'd like to see more of these. I really don't know if I'm going to be doing more of these. I love talking about Manchester United, but I also want to keep these short, concise, and to the point, so you guys can just sort of watch these. If you want to get my thoughts on the game, you get them really quickly, and you can move on with your lives, because you don't want to be sitting here for like 20 minutes like listening to me talk about absolutely nothing. So I'm going to end it here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys will get your Season 1 finale of the Barcelona Career Mode tomorrow, and then probably later on in the week, you guys will get Season 2, and then next week, we have another game in the Premier League. So that's pretty much it for me today, guys. I hope you did enjoy today's video. Again, my Twitter is in the links in the description, and I might be doing more of these in the future. But I hope you did enjoy today's video. I hope you had a good day. I'll see you guys in the next one very soon. Keep it real.